Alright, fellas, here we are in Pokemon Masters. We've got Sygna and Morty here, and I want to see just how well Sygna and Morty has aged. On release, I would say that Sygna and Morty was probably the best support in the game. I would honestly say that much because he released in May of 2022, and the only supports currently, in my opinion, that are in contention for being better than him is like Sygna Chris, Neo Champion Calum. There's definitely more that I'm probably forgetting. Maybe Sygna Acerola, she's definitely really good. She's up there, but all of those characters released after this guy. Only character that I think can also still compete is maybe Ingo, which Ingo deserves his own fucking video because that guy is almost 2 years old. Actually, he will be 2 years old, I believe, next month. Yeah, we're gonna do Ingo next month. Or somewhat soon anyway, because that dude's 2 years old and he's still, in my opinion, easily a top 10 support in the game. You could definitely argue probably top 5, really. Maybe top 5's pushing it nowadays, but like top 7, top 8, you could definitely say he's in that area, and he's 2 years old, which is insane. But that's not about, this isn't about Ingo, this is about Morty. Morty, in my opinion, is still a top 5 support in the game. I still say you could definitely argue him from number 1 for the fact that, we'll go over the video. Yeah, we'll just go over the video. So, Morty here is crazy, just in many different ways. Mine is EX level 140, so do take that into account whenever you look at, whatever he's, taking damage, what he's doing right. I don't have him, level 150, but the EX definitely does make a difference in the stats and whatnot. And speaking of stats, 789 HP and 362 on both defenses, with the EX, which is like, how big of an addition is the EX? Is it plus 20 or is it plus 40? I actually forget. Whatever it is, it's still a pretty good, addition, but either way, even without that, his stats are still pretty high. He's easily 700 HP, easily like 320 defenses, probably 340 around the general area, which is still really good on the defensive side, right? Very good stats, even without the EX, and I think that's very impressive, that he doesn't need to be EX'd or level 150 in order to actually have a lot of good tanking capability. But of course, good stats doesn't mean always a really good unit, right? But everything in his kit already makes him amazing. So on release, he was the only Sun support in the game, which that was absolutely insane. That we finally got a Sun support. Our best Sun setter at the time was Sygna Erica, who was good, but try and combine her with another fire type unit, doesn't really work too well. You can get some like off type damage with Sygna Erica for sure, but it was very unconventional in my opinion, and we kind of just needed a support that kind of, worked a lot better with fire types and even grass types as a whole, and could, fill up that support slot and whatnot, and Morty was our answer to that, right? Other than Sunny Day, he has Flame Charge, 2-gauge spammable, raises his speed, whatever. Potion, which is really good, so keeping the team healthy, very good, very normal, I would say. And his trainer move, crazy. Applies move gauge acceleration, already great, right? You're already going to make the gauge a lot better for allies. Raises defense, special defense, and speed of all allies by 1. So not only are you applying gauge, you're also applying speed buffs and defensive buffs, meaning you're going to be more bulky and your allies are going to be more bulky, which just means more hit-taking capabilities, which is really good, right? And then in addition, raises the crit rate of all allied sync pairs by 1 when the weather is sunny. Meaning this guy, just on release, as long as your allies buffed their special attack, and maybe just like +1 or +2 crit on their own, they were set. They were set to be put up with this guy and do immense damage with the sun, right? And just have a great partner that could take hits really well. And that's not even looking at his passives. Group Afflictor's Advantage 1. Raises attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed of all allied sync pairs by 1 the first time the user's Pokemon uses a status move. AKA Sunny Day. Basically just change it to raise all these stats whenever the Pokemon uses Sunny Day, because this is his only status move. Uses Pokemon status move, which that's it, just Sunny Day. So he's raising all allies stats by +1. First time it's activated, obviously it's not a repeatable thing, but still, even by +1. You can set your Sun, which means you're essentially using your trainer move, but you're just not applying the crit buffs or the move gauge acceleration. But you're still applying the defensive buffs and the speed buffs, which is really good. Team Sunbathe 9. Restores the HP of all allied sync pairs when the user uses a move when the weather is sunny. Meaning no matter what you do, you use your trainer move, you use a flame charge, you use a potion, you use another sunny day. As long as it's in the sun, you're healing your own HP and all of your allies by a little bit. It's essentially the same as gradual healing. Like, I've looked at the HP, and it's pretty much the same as gradual healing, really. Like, And he doesn't even apply gradual healing. Like, if you were to somehow apply gradual healing onto him by another support or whatever purposes, you would be getting double healing with Sunbathe here and gradual healing, which is, double the passive healing, right? Which is really, really good. And Sync Damage Guard. Applies the Damage Guard next effect to the user the first time its Sync move is used each battle. Meaning, after using your Sync move, you have a turn where you will take 0 damage, and you can take that time to either use a Flame Charge for, gauge spammable purposes, set more Sun, heal up yourself or an ally, or raise your defenses and speed and ally crit, and potentially heal yourself a little bit here with Sunbathe as long as it's, Sun's activated. Just whatever you want to do after you use your Sync move, because you've got that free turn where you're not going to take any damage, right? And that's not even considering the fact that the enemy may not even use an attacking move. You may still have that damage guard applied many turns into the battle because the enemy decided to keep going for, like, Calm Mind, Swords Dance, or if you're in, the stadium, maybe they're going for trainer moves, or X attack alls, or X speed alls, or whatever, just whatever they're doing, right? That damage guard is definitely a very, very underrated aspect for this guy. And I'm going to showcase him 1 out of 5 here. This is a 1 out of 5 grid. Yes, he gets NPR on his trainer move at 1 out of 5, which in my opinion is crazy. Being able to max defenses and speed, albeit very slowly, only really possible in the legendary arena scenario, is really, really good just because of this. And as long as you get 1 NPR, you're able to max allies crit. Again, longer battle, but still, as long as you have those turns, you can definitely max allies crit with this guy. My only complaint with this guy is that you can't really max crit and buff offensive stats, but look at his dupes. You can buff crit faster with his dupes. If you want to do that, go for it, but again, 1 out of 5 showcase here. I do have him 2 out of 5. I could showcase him at 2 out of 5, but really, to me, not much changes. He gets NPR, he gets team dashing speed, 9, I think, or whatever the fucking ability is, team dashing team, something, on flame charge, and he gets NPR and master healer on potions, but that's about it in my opinion. But still, really, really good. So, stadium fucking blows right now. I'm gonna be honest, the stadium is not... the stadium's not good right now. I really waited way too long in order to actually showcase him, because I wanted to showcase him against Grass and Fire Week stages. Not because, like, those are what... Well, of course those are what he's excelling at. Of course I want to showcase him in a good scenario. But this week sucks. Flint I can't use because, 1, fire types, sun users... Or using sun with rain abusers, not the best idea there, water types. Aaron here, he, obviously if he's using ground type characters, you want ground zone, or at least sand. But if you look at Aaron on the fucking board over here, which I'm not going to pull it up, but if you look at him on, like, a tool website or something, he's got acute senses 4, which means whenever the user's... It reduces his damage unless he's hit by a trapping, or not trapping, just a status change, right? Like a trap, flinch, or confusion, meaning I would have to build specifically around that, which I'm not going to do. Actually, no, I do end up doing that, but still, it's not good. And Lucian, who is actually the only character, or only battle I can actually make use of, because he doesn't have these stupid conditions that I have to build some fucking weird team around. Also, the fact that Flint benefits directly from Morty's Sun, that's going to go through his defenses. Look, I will claim that Morty is a very bulky unit. I'm not going to claim he can take a fucking sun-boosted Fire Blast very well, alright? I will not claim that. Though I will say he can survive it, which is honestly impressive enough to me, but whatever. And then Bertha, I already beat Bertha. And I believe Bertha probably also has conditions that make her annoying. Oh yeah, for one, ice type sucks. Yeah. And generally, if you want to use an ice unit, you're going to have hail activated, which I'm setting sun, so I can't really do that. So yeah, I'm not even gonna try against Bertha there. So we're gonna go against Lucian, we're gonna go against Aaron, and then we're probably gonna go against the Legendary Arena and see what Morty can do here. Here are the parameters here, some decent strength picks and whatnot. Just take a note of how much damage Morty takes. He's going to take some damage in the beginning, but that's because he doesn't have much defensive buffs activated, and that's also because Lucian hits a little bit hard, right? I do have strength selected and all that. But let's go ahead, hop into this Master Mode stage. You can definitely make a lot of use of Morty here in these scenarios and whatnot. I don't know what I actually want to do. I guess we'll go for Ingo's trainer move here instead, because it's got buff evasion, but I'm going to hope that he doesn't evade, because I actually want to showcase what Morty's able to do here, right? But knowing my luck, we're gonna Okay, we weren't going to evade it. Good. So yeah, that's about how much damage he took normally from what I saw, but doesn't make much of a difference. Let's go ahead and buff our defenses more here with Believe, and let's go ahead and go for a quick attack, I guess, sure. And then an Iron Defense. So, down to half HP, which obviously not great, right? Being down to half HP, not the best thing ever, but we're going to go for Morty's Sync move, which of course is going to enable us to, sorry about the cut there, but using Morty's Sync move here, we're going to get the damage guard, right, which is, of course, very, very good. So that Focus Blast there, which would normally probably do a lot of damage to us, especially because we don't have Sun Up, it's not actually going to do anything. So we can spend our time either setting a potion here, or, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and set up Sunny Day again. Let me go ahead and set up Bug Wish, and look at the gauge. That is absolutely the fastest gauge you can get in this game, besides, like, fucking Free Moves Next or something. But when it comes to just moving the gauge, Morty is the fastest gauge user in the game. You can pair him with two... Jesus! Whatever. You can pair him with two different, like, 4-move gauge users, and he will cover them. I'm not kidding. He will just straight up cover them and just survive, right? Which is amazing to me, right? Go ahead and go for that Mega Horn. Bop. Goodbye. Go ahead and set that. Okay. Bug Zone went out. And there we go. So they actually survive. How much damage is that Psychic doing? Not really all that much, right? That's honestly pretty good. Okay, I don't want to win the battle because I don't want to have to defeat one of these enemies again. Because the reason you saw that Bertha was defeated was because this week, yeah, round 1 hint is start the battle with half sync move countdown, which I'm not fucking doing that. Bite me, all right? It's not gonna happen. So. Let's look at what I use for parameters here. Let's see. Attack 1, so more strength. Strength 1. Attack 3. Let's see. Scroll down a little bit more. Attack 5. Power and hit 2. And strength 6. I didn't buff Evolution to the max here because once you use strength, it's not only buffing their attack, it's also buffing their defenses as well, which would just outright screw over Emmett here at a certain degree. But Morty can take these attacks. Morty can definitely take these very, very strong attacks. Like Psychic's pretty strong. Focus Blast pretty strong. All these attacks are pretty strong, right? Like he can... Fuck off. He can definitely take all of these attacks and it's really, really good, right? Let's go against Aaron here. I've got the parameters built. There we go. We got a little bit more HP build than strength, but still. Oh yeah, I have to actually build the team. Again, Aaron sucks this week just for the fact that you need to have a condition, right? Like a status change. So I'm going to be using Bertha here in order to actually trap him. And we're going to be using Giovanni as our main damage dealer here. So bad thing again is that Giovanni here benefits a little bit from sand, but thankfully it's not too much to where it's actually like detrimental to not use sand. So we can actually set the sun here relatively reliably, which is good. All right. And let's go ahead and go for our trainer move so we can actually get some gauge in there. God, can you not, please? Okay, let's go for a max move there. Didn't do anything, whatever, awesome. Go ahead and go for another Believe. And then let's go for Bertha's trainer move to buff some more crit here, since, again, Morty's a little bit slow. That's my problem with Morty, especially at 1 out of 5, is that the crit buffs are a little bit slow. Other than that, though, he's great. Like, the defensive buffs are nice. The gauge is amazing. Like, his gauge is absolutely amazing, right? Like, that's really, really good. Go for a crunch there. Oh, shit. Wait, hold on. Okay. I gotta think about this. I gotta actually think about this. Okay. Let's go ahead and go for that, and doesn't matter what we do with Bertha, right? All right. Sun's gone, but thankfully they didn't go for an attacking move. Otherwise, that could have definitely hurt a little bit, but thankfully it does not. Okay. And there we go. We got our support EX in there. And now, again, every time we use our sync move, we're getting that damage guard, right? So we're doing good here. That crunch, absolutely nothing. But thankfully, absolutely nothing, right? Which is great. And I'm going to start attacking the sides here because they can definitely do some damage to us, right? Well, not to Morty, but the sides are going to start using AoE moves, which is not going to be great for Giovanni nor Bertha once we actually take down the middle here. Alright. And we got ourselves healed up plenty. See, the healing with Sunbathe is so amazing. It just heals us up so much, right? It's absolutely insane. Like, look at Morty's healing. He was down to, like, what, a third of his health, and now he's back up to 2/3, and now he's not even down to half from that one attack there. Great. Sign me up, coach. Sign me up. I gotta love it. And there, 12,000. Heat Wave, how much is that gonna do? Sun Boosted probably would have done a shitload more. But still. Still got our potions. No, don't win the battle. Oh my gosh, thank you, fucking delay. Oh, I didn't want to win that battle. Okay, that could have been bad. Well, honestly, I wouldn't have been mad if I won, because I have the parameters. Okay, yeah, because I don't plan on doing much more in the stadium there. You know, generally, when it comes to stadium, you're going to do some high offensive damage parameters, which means you're going to need supports that take attacks, right? Morty, in my opinion, is one of the best supports that takes attack. Only better supports, in my opinion, are Sygna Sudan, which is below half. Or just in general, honestly, Sygna Sudan's are really good as a defensive support. Sygna or Cynthia, I don't think that needs clarification. And maybe Ingo under Sand, but Sand is a whole other thing, because even though Ingo would be very, very bulky, you would have to be with allies that are not damaged by Sand, because that Sand can definitely whittle you down, right? It could definitely be very, very annoying to deal with. Okay. So let's go against the hard-hitting Legendary Arena here. Terrakion. I want to see just what Morty can do here against Terrakion. So I'm going to actually bring Adaman. I want to do a duo setup. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a duo setup because I want to see just how much Morty can actually heal himself. Because Adaman's able to extend Sun and apply Sun with Drought Alert, right? Yeah, Drought Alert 5 there, right? So every time, and he's going to be able to set Sun again, as I said. Every time he uses a sync move. Which means we're going to have infinite Sun, which means Morty's going to have infinite Sunbathe and, you know, crit buffs here and whatnot, but we don't need the crit buffs for this team set. That's whatever. I want to see just how long, we survive with a two-person setup here, because obviously, if you had three, you know, sync pairs on your team, you would be able to do a sync move within 3 turns, but now I think it takes 5, I believe? Something like that. I'm going to go for the offensive buffs here. I know I went for the Sunny Day, but I went for the Sunny Day because we get all those buffs there, right? Just turn 1. But let's see how much we can really survive here. Let's see how much we can really survive, which should be quite a lot, I would say. Even despite the fact that Terrakion's going to be using okay. Motherfucker crit me. Piece of shit. Whatever, it's fine. But yeah. Even despite the fact that Terrakion's going to get a sync move off, should still be good here, in my opinion. There we go. Go ahead and go for our Leaf Blade. And again, Sun is still up. Sun is still up. And we're still getting damaged more and more, but it's not really making much of a difference here. And again, Adaman's really gauge efficient here, so we're good there too. Also, very, very just a strong unit in general. There's the crit, so I'm actually going to need to probably heal up Adaman here, because that Swift can probably hit a little bit hard. Yeah, just a tiny bit, but it's fine. We got Morty here to heal us up. And again, if you have Sun up, he's going to be, not only is he going to be healing with the potion just for normal, you know, potion healing, right? You're also going to be healing up because of the Sunbathe there, right? Which is, of course, very, very nice. I should probably have gone for Morty's sync move first, but I'll do that here next. It's fine. And we'll go ahead and use a Believe here, because I'm going to need, some, you know, move gauge acceleration. Not really. I don't need it at all. I'm just doing it for the fun of it. Go ahead and go for our support EX there, for our damage guard. And we'll go ahead and reset up Sun, because we're going to need it, because of course I didn't use Adaman's sync move. And there we go. Sun is back up, and our healing is down. We don't have any more potions to use, so we can't really utilize those. But we should be fine nonetheless, I'd say. Earth Power, and also, we still have our damage guard, so we're doing good there, right? We still got our damage guard. There we go. 0 damage taken. Oh, God. Fuck a Stone Edge. Okay. Stone Edge can hit a little bit hard. Stone Edge, teensy weensy little strong move. But we survived it just fine. And took down the second HP bar. Again, only a 2-person team. Okay. That actually may, that may take Adaman out. That's an Earthquake, man. Earthquakes hit hard. Okay, he didn't take Adaman out, but we're still surviving. We're still surviving. And Adaman should take out the health bar there. Yeah, 74,000 damage. Okay. Combined with Adaman, Morty becomes extremely strong. Or vice versa, I guess. Combined with Morty, Adaman becomes extremely strong. Just for the fact that not Morty doesn't use, or not Morty, well, technically Morty too, but Adamant doesn't really use gauges that much, so he doesn't really need gauges, even though Morty applies them. But because of the, sun, if you were to not pick up Drought Alert and you were to go for other stuff in Adamant's grid, or just not have him at multiple dupes, you can still have sun enabled whenever you use Adamant's sync move, right? Like if you were to not have Drought Alert and you were to go for this grid, DPS, sure, whatever, or some other alternate nuke grid, if you were to start out with sun with admin, right, then for one, Morty will be able to buff crit with his trainer move and immediately start having sunbathe healing, right? Just healing right off the get-go with sunbathe because of adamant having the sun up due to his starting ability here. Time flows over Hisui, makes it wear sunny the first time the user enters a battle, so you don't have to have Morty setting sun. Great. And then Morty can set sun himself, which you would want to do before you use Adamant Sync Nuke, because the sun that Adamant sets is going to run out before he uses a sync move, assuming you don't have Drought Alert 5 on his grid or some other character that extends sun, right? So Morty being here just as a caveat to not have to pick up Drought Alert is very, very good in my opinion. And then, of course, having Adamant here to set sun helps out with Morty's Sunbathe and using his trainer move without having to use sun first, which, of course, saves you a turn, which is also very, very good. So these units both run together very, very well. I'm not going to say they're the best combination because Sygna Suit Acerola exists, but it's still a really, really strong team composition there, right? Especially combined with, maybe Sygna Suit Lyra in case you don't have Sygna Suit Acerola. You still got a lot of good damage there from Lyra's Grass Zone. You got the defensive tank here with Morty. Of course, you also still have infinite flinches, but still, who cares? You're making Morty more invincible at that point, right? So Morty, a year later, still very, very strong. Still one of only 2 sun supports in the game, right? I believe there's only 2. He's still got a lot of amazing defensive utility. He's still the best gauge user in the game. Gauge support in the game. Team speed buffs, gauge acceleration, all of that. He's still the best gauge support, so he's still uncontested in that field. When it comes to being a defensive support, though, he's definitely been outclassed since Sygna Aura Cynthia's release. She's still, in my opinion, the best defensive unit, just in general, from damage guard, maxing defenses in 1 turn, still having potions, having overall higher stats. In my opinion, she's still better defensively. But Morty here, second, third place, still not bad, right? Like, it's still really, really good. And then, of course, he makes up for, the slightly lower defensive level with the fact that he's got, gauge to the moon. I'm not exaggerating when I say you can apply, you can put on 2 4-gauge move users, like, you can put on Sygna Suit Red with his 4-gauge Blast Burn, and you can put on Arcanine and Blue with their 4-gauge Hyper Beam, and you will have enough gauges easily every turn in order to use both of those moves, assuming you use his trainer move once or twice, right? You got to have those speed buffs in there as well. Give them a little bit of time to prepare up, but still, you'll have enough gauge. You will 100% have enough gauge in order to actually fully make use of Morty's abilities here, right? And of course, on top of both being a great defensive unit and the best gauge support in the game, he's still got Sunny Day, right? Still got Sunny Day. Great sun setter and whatnot, right? Still got the amazing healing utility. Having potions, of course, is great, but then also having Team Sunbathe on top of it at just 1 out of 5 is also amazing as well. And that's not even to go over what he has in his grid. He's got a lot in the grid, especially with extra dupes. He's got Team Critical Squad here on Believe, which costs, I think, 4 sync move levels, which is not great, but it's still an option, right? It still is. Endurance, sure, whatever. The big thing here is another Team Sunbathe. At 3 out of 5, he gets another Team Sunbathe, meaning you're going to be doing double healing with Sunbathe, which is amazing, assuming you pick it up. Team Gimme 5, every time he uses the sync move, he's raising all ally stats again by +1. Just a lot of stuff. Adrenaline. He's got so many utility abilities in here, so many defensive-based abilities, so many healing-based abilities, even more gauge-based stuff with, like, Speeding Sun and whatnot. He's really good. This unit is insane. He's the best gauge unit in the game. Amazing defensive unit. Amazing healing unit. Not even just for himself, but for all allies that are on the team and whatnot, right? So yeah, Sygna Suit Morty a year later, aged extremely well. pretty much didn't age at all. If anything, he may have gotten a little bit better due to better partners and like Adam in here and whatnot, right? And better abusers of the sun and all of that good stuff. So yeah, I'd say Morty's a great unit, and I'd say most people should agree. I'd say if you don't think Morty's great, I kind of want to know why. I really do. But whatever. I digress. I'm going to end the video there, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. Morty's still a great unit a year later. That's all I can say. See you all later.